Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. We're going to have a look at user-definable keyboard shortcuts. If you're not already using keyboard shortcuts, then you're missing a huge productivity feature inside any application. I don't care if it's Premiere Pro, Microsoft Word. Keyboard shortcuts are going to get you where you need to go much faster. Now, if you're using a very old version of Premiere Pro, keyboard shortcuts are still there. It's just in a list. In the newer versions of Premiere Pro, you actually get a visual representation of a keyboard. It's much easier to see where the keyboard shortcuts are mapped. It's the same for After Effects and same for Adobe Audition. Let's take a look. In the Edit menu, Keyboard Shortcuts, it opens up a very large window that is resizable only to a certain extent. You do need a large enough display to be able to see this, although both the OK and Cancel buttons can be enabled by pressing Enter or the Escape key. The first thing you'll notice is there are keyboard layouts at the top. And the default is, of course, Premiere Pro. You can go back to CS6. And there's also some other ones like Avid Media Composer and Final Cut Pro 7. These were added many, many years ago for users that were moving from those applications so they didn't have to relearn their keyboard shortcuts. Not everything is mapped absolutely perfectly, but there is all the most common functionality is mapped. In CS6, the amount of Final Cut and Avid keyboard shortcuts is less. So as Adobe started to add more functionality to Premiere Pro, they started to update the keyboard shortcuts. So in the newest version of Premiere Pro, you're going to get more flexibility. And then, of course, you can create custom keyboard shortcuts. As soon as you touch anything, the keyboard layout preset will change to custom. At the end, I'll show you how to save these and share these and sync them. Okay, so the colors represent different things. If they're gray, that means they're not mapped to anything. If they're purple, they're application-wide shortcuts. That means that anytime in the application, when you press that keyboard shortcut, that's the action that will happen, regardless of what other panel is in front of you. And then the green ones are panel-specific. I'll just show you panels just to remind you what they are. You'll see the blue outline around the panels as they're active. Those are the ones that are in focus. If that panel is in focus, then that's the keyboard shortcut that will be used if there is a panel-specific keyboard shortcut. If you mouse over one of these, you'll actually see a tooltip come up that tells you if it's used and how it's used. So you can see this particular keyboard shortcut is Mark Clip, application-wide, Mark Clip, and it's in the application itself in Markers and Mark Clip. So that tells you exactly where it is in the menu. That's good to know. Let's click on one over here and we'll see this one is both purple and green. So there's an application razor tool, application razor tool. Also the legacy titler uses this too for vertical type. So that's the way to understand those. If you look down here in the bottom, you'll see a bunch of keyboard shortcuts, each one of them mapped out. If you're trying to find something, you can look for it via a panel-specific keyboard shortcut. So if I come down here to the timeline and select that, you'll see a lot of stuff. It looks like almost everything is shut off. But if you start to scroll down here, you'll see a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that are already mapped. And the name of the shortcut is there. And we can drag this out a little bit to give us a bit more room. So you can see nudge clip selection one frame right. On Windows, it's Alt right, and on the Mac, you'll most likely see that as Option right keyboard shortcut. If you want to define one of these, you can click in this area here. It doesn't really look like you're clicking in anything, but if you click in here, you can add a keyboard shortcut. So if I just type any random key here, you'll get a warning. I just typed the letter R by itself, and it says the The shortcut R is already used by the application command rate stretch tool, which will be overridden by this panel command when the panel is in focus. So if the timeline is in focus and I press the R key, now I'm going to get show clip markers. You can screw things up completely in here. So it makes sense for you to plan things out and not step on some of the main keyboard shortcuts that you already have mapped out. I'm just going to click on that little X to remove that. You can also, over here, you can drag into the keyboard shortcuts. So if I wanted to, audio name, show audio names, I could drag that all the way up here to the F3 key, and you can see now I've mapped it to that. And you can see over on the right-hand side, it's showing me that I've mapped it to that. Now, if you want to map it to a keyboard shortcut and have some of these commands, you can actually click on those first. So I selected Control and Shift, and then number 4. So I could drag this up to number 4, and you'll see on the right-hand side, Control and Shift reveal in project those commands. And I want to show you that you can drag over here on the right. Let me clear those out of there. If I select that up here and then drag from the left to the right, I've dragged that same thing. So either you're selecting the keys and dropping it on, or doing that right there. If you hold the keys down on the actual physical keyboard, I'm tapping on the Alt key, it also shows up in the top. So lots of different ways for you to find those specific keyboard shortcuts. But what I'm going to go back to my default here. I want to also show you that this is a good way to learn how to do things. So if I go to the timeline panel again, and we go down to the bottom, you'll see a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that are very, very useful. Well, it's here slipping and sliding keyframes left and right. So the Q and the W key, for those who use that right now, you know how amazing that is. Well, if you looked around in here, let's even search for trim. So I'll type trim. And now we can see all the trim keyboard shortcuts. Oh, look, there's the Q and the W key and a bunch of other ones with modifier keys and the Q and W key. So if there's some kind of operation you do, like trimming, search for it, have a look. Maybe there's a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that are in the default that you're not already using. Okay, so lots of ways to customize that. Now you should save this and reuse this if you've gone to all the trouble to set this up, because if for some reason Premiere Pro resets this and loses it, it'd be a bit of a pain. So the first thing you should do if you've tweaked this is save as. So click up in the top here, save as, and you can save that as a new custom keyboard shortcut. You can also sync these. So I'm going to show you my sync settings down here in the bottom left. Manage my sync settings. And this is also available in the prefs. And you can see keyboard shortcuts are directly available right there. If you want to manually move those, so if you're syncing those keyboard shortcuts and you go to a completely different computer and log into your Creative Cloud account, guess what? Those keyboard shortcuts are available to you. But maybe you want to physically move it between computers. These keyboard shortcuts are platform specific, so you can't share back and forth between Mac and Windows. That's because there's not an equal mapping of modifier keys between Mac and Windows. There's 3 on Windows, there's 4 on the Mac. So they are platform specific. We can go look for those in a specific folder. So let's go look for those here in our documents, and it would be the same place on the Mac. In your documents folder, in the Adobe folder, in the Premiere Pro folder, in the version number, and there are 2 different folders here. This profile is when I'm logged into Creative Cloud. And when I open that up, open up the Win folder, there's my custom keyboard shortcut. If I'm not logged into Creative Cloud, double click on that, open up Win, that's where that one is. Oh, and look, that's where my custom set is that I just created. It's a .kys file that you can move easily. Now, if you do want a full list of all the keyboard shortcuts, there's a button here to copy to clipboard. You press that, and we go to an application like Microsoft Excel and paste. We've got everything in here. So let me just resize this and you can see every keyboard shortcut in Premiere Pro listed there for you to easily see. So, like I said, if you're not using keyboard shortcuts, you're missing a huge amount of functionality and speed and productivity in Premiere Pro and in After Effects and in Audition and in Photoshop and everything. Keyboard shortcuts are the way to go. All right. If you found this informative and if you're new to Video Revealed, take a moment and subscribe. If you want to support us, do what some people are doing and support us over there on Patreon. My goodness, we've got great patrons over there, and I want to thank everybody over on Patreon for supporting us for so long, for so much. I really do appreciate it. All right, till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to get you productive in your video applications.